Coronation Street fans see Sam Blakeman's mental health reach crisis point next week, as he enters into a state of psychosis and begins seeing two versions of Roy Cropper. It's a deeply distressing scenario for the youngster, who can't differentiate between the real Roy and the malevolent hallucination who is encouraging him to take violent action. After locking them both in the cafe together, Sam spirals into a terrible state as the real Roy tries to calm his increased agitation. But as Dad Nick Tilsley desperately tries to convince Sam to unlock the door, it looks like the volatile situation could lead to tragedy. Sam has never been dangerous, but Nick sees a part of Sam that he's never seen before, reveals Ben Price, who plays the shocked parent. When Sam locks himself in the cafe, what happens for Nick is that the situation suddenly bridges the gap into becoming a bit dangerous. He won't let Nick in, and he becomes aggressive towards Roy. For weeks, Sam hasn't been himself and Nick has been increasingly worried about his boy, especially given the conflict between him and grooming victim Will Driscoll. Both Nick and Leanne Battersby, the closest person that Sam has to a mum, have had concerns but have been trying to reassure themselves that this is just teenage angst and nothing more sinister. What neither Nick nor Leanne realize is the severity of Sam's mental state. He's been seeing an illusion of Roy who tries to convince him to use violence against his supposed enemy, Will. Sam is disturbed as Roy insists that he needs to rid himself of Will, despite the terrified teen's insistence that he's not violent. But the fear of Roy could push Sam to take unthinkable measures. As the situation inside the cafe escalates, Nick is joined by Toya Battersby and Leanne. Together they join forces to beg Sam to let them in so they can help him. This united approach doesn't seem to cut through, and they are left worried sick as Sam continues to spiral. Worse still, following the cafe standoff, Sam goes missing and a search begins in earnest. However, it's Carla who rushes to the rescue when she encounters Sam and quickly realizes he's showing signs of severe psychosis. What's good about a character like Carla is that, because of what she's been through, she's very black and white, explains Ben. If Carla is saying it, and Carla has seen it and gone through it, there is a moment where Nick knows Carla enough to go, she's seen something properly. When she does break that hard shell, you sit up and take notice. As Sam's loved ones realize just how serious the situation is, there's a difficult road ahead. Is it one they can navigate together as they try to get their son the help he so desperately needs? For months, young Sam Blakeman had tried to be the strongest person in the room. Behind his thoughtful smile and intelligent observations, the teenager had been carrying more weight than anyone realized. Life on the cobbles had never been simple for Sam, but recent events had pushed him closer and closer to a point from which he could no longer hide his pain. And next week in Coronation Street, that pressure finally explodes. The warning signs have been there for a while. Sam has thrown himself into schoolwork, buried himself in books, and done everything possible to distract himself from the emotional turmoil surrounding him. But as family tensions continue to rise and old wounds refuse to heal, the normally composed youngster reaches his breaking point. The drama begins when Sam finds himself caught in the middle of yet another heated disagreement involving those closest to him. What starts as a seemingly ordinary argument quickly spirals into something much bigger, leaving Sam feeling trapped and overwhelmed. For years, adults have assumed Sam was coping because he rarely complains. Unlike many children his age, he tends to keep his emotions hidden, preferring to process things privately. However, the burden of staying strong has become too much. During a particularly difficult day, Sam's frustration boils over. Witnesses on the street are left stunned when the usually calm teenager lashes out. His emotional outburst catches everyone off guard, especially those who believed he was handling recent events far better than he actually was. Nick is devastated when he realizes just how much his son has been suffering in silence. "What have I missed?" he reportedly asks, guilt written all over his face. The heartbreaking truth soon becomes clear. Sam has been bottling up his fears, worries, and sadness for months. Every difficult conversation, every family crisis, and every painful reminder of the past has chipped away at his resilience. Now, there is nothing left to hold the cracks together. As Sam withdraws from everyone around him, concern begins spreading through the community. Friends and family attempt to reach out, but he refuses to talk. The more people push, the further he retreats. It is during this emotional crisis that Carla Connor notices something others have overlooked. Carla has faced her own battles over the years. From business disasters to personal heartbreak and mental health struggles, she knows exactly what it feels like when life becomes overwhelming. Unlike others, she doesn't try to force Sam into opening up. Instead, she simply offers her support. In a touching scene, Carla finds Sam sitting alone, clearly struggling with his thoughts. Rather than bombarding him with questions, she sits beside him in silence. At first, neither says a word. But sometimes silence can be more powerful than any speech. Eventually, Carla gently encourages him to talk if he wants to. To her surprise, Sam begins to open up. The conversation that follows proves to be one of the most emotional moments of the week. Sam admits that he feels exhausted from constantly pretending everything is okay. He reveals fears he has never shared before and confesses that he doesn't know how to cope anymore. For Carla, the admission hits hard. She recognizes the signs because she has experienced similar feelings herself. Instead of offering easy answers, she reassures him that it's okay not to be okay. The simple message has a profound impact. For perhaps the first time in a long while, Sam feels genuinely heard. As news of Sam's struggles reaches his family, reactions are mixed. Some are shocked. Others are consumed with guilt. Nick blames himself for not recognizing the warning signs sooner. Leanne is equally heartbroken, realizing that while adults have been focused on their own problems, Sam has quietly been carrying the emotional fallout. The situation forces everyone to take a long, hard look at how their actions have affected him. Meanwhile, Carla becomes an unexpected source of stability. Though she never intended to get involved, she finds herself increasingly determined to help the youngster navigate one of the most difficult periods of his life. Their growing bond quickly becomes one of the most touching storylines on the street. Fans will see a different side to Carla as she steps into a mentoring role. Known for her tough exterior and sharp tongue, she reveals a softer, more nurturing side that rarely gets the spotlight. Viewers are expected to be moved by the unlikely friendship. After all, both characters share something important: they know what it means to feel alone. As the week progresses, Sam slowly begins to rebuild trust in those around him. However, recovery is far from straightforward. There are setbacks. Moments of doubt. Days when he wants to shut everyone out again. But thanks to Carla's support, he starts learning that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. The storyline also shines a light on the pressures many young people face when dealing with grief, anxiety, and emotional trauma. While Sam's experiences are unique, his feelings will resonate with countless viewers who have struggled to express what they're going through. Producers have reportedly worked closely with advisors to ensure the story is handled sensitively and realistically. Rather than presenting a quick fix, the episodes explore the long-term effects of emotional stress and the importance of support networks. By the end of the week, Sam's future looks a little brighter. The challenges haven't disappeared. The pain hasn't magically vanished. But he is no longer facing it alone. For Carla, helping Sam becomes a reminder of her own strength and resilience. Sometimes the best way to heal your own wounds is by helping someone else through theirs. And for Sam, Carla's intervention arrives at exactly the right moment. Just when everything seemed too much. Just when the pressure became unbearable. Just when he was ready to give up trying to cope by himself. Someone noticed. Someone listened. Someone cared. As Coronation Street continues this emotional storyline, viewers can expect powerful performances, heartfelt conversations, and a reminder that even the strongest people need support sometimes. Sam's breaking point may mark one of his darkest moments, but it could also become the beginning of a new chapter, one where he finally learns he doesn't have to carry the world on his shoulders. And thanks to Carla Connor, that journey might just be possible. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown ST.